Stop everything you are doing right now. Stop scrolling, stop your daily routine, and clear your mind. Because what you are about to hear is the most explosive, unfiltered, and dangerous royal story of our generation. We are going beyond the headlines, beyond the polite palace statements, and straight into the heart of a cold, calculated war between two brothers that will determine the fate of a 1,000-year-old throne. Imagine for a moment that you are Prince William. You are the future king. You carry the weight of an empire on your shoulders. Your face will one day be on the currency of nations. And 6,000 miles away, in the sun-drenched hills of California, your brother is raising two children whose very existence in the line of succession has become the most whispered, debated, and uncomfortable question in modern history. The question isn't just about blood, it's about the survival of the institution itself. For years, the world has speculated. Why the secrecy? Why the broken traditions? Why the strange announcements that didn't match the palace clock? People ask, will William force a DNA test? Will he demand a swab kit be sent to Montecito in a courier envelope? The answer is much more terrifying for Harry and Meghan. William doesn't need a DNA test to destroy their royal standing. He has something much more powerful, the silent, surgical machinery of the British crown. Look at what happened to Prince Andrew. He was the Queen's favorite, yet he was erased from public life with the precision of a scalpel. No vote in Parliament was needed. No public trial. Just the cold will of the monarch. William is watching, William is waiting, and William is learning. He sees his brother not as a sibling anymore, but as a direct threat to the crown he has spent his entire life preparing to wear. The grief in William's eyes is real, but so is his resolve. He has watched Meghan Markle manipulate the narrative, turning his brother into a ghost of his former self. He remembers the Harry who was a soldier, the Harry who laughed, the Harry who was loyal. That Harry is dead. In his place is a man who looks haunted, trapped in a multimillion-dollar prison of his own making. The Sussex Survivors Club, a group of former staff who were bullied and discarded by the Montecito duo, know the truth. They speak in whispers about the scorched earth policy Meghan uses. They've seen the tears of maids and the exhaustion of world-class professionals who tried to tell the couple the truth, only to be burned and replaced by yes-men. But the financial clock is ticking. The Spotify deals are gone. The Netflix excitement is fading. The world is getting bored of the victim narrative. And as the money dries up, the walls of the Montecito cage get smaller. Harry is trapped by California law, trapped by his own children who are being used as the ultimate deadbolt to keep him from returning home. Meghan knows that in California, the courts favor the mother. She has him exactly where she wants him, isolated from his father, his brother, and his country. But she forgot one thing: time. Time is on William's side. He will be king for decades. He will be the one holding the keys when those children grow up and realize they were kept from their heritage. This is not a fairy tale. This is a tragedy in motion. And today, we pull back the curtain on the first act of their downfall. Stay tuned, because the cold reality of the palace is about to collide with the Hollywood fantasy in a way no one expected. Now, lean in closer, because we are entering the darkest chapter of this Montecito saga. We've talked about the power of the crown, but now we must talk about the prison of the heart. People often ask, what will it actually take for Prince Harry to get away? The theory floating around dinner parties in London and private forums across the globe is that Harry needs to do a Katie Holmes. For those who don't remember, back in 2012, Katie Holmes executed a surgical strike to escape Tom Cruise. She used disposable phones, secret bank accounts, and a fiercely loyal inner circle to blindside him before he even knew the marriage was over. She moved with military precision. But here is the cold, hard reality. Harry is not Katie Holmes, and Meghan Markle is not someone who lets go of a prize easily. Harry is trapped in a geography designed for his defeat. Every brick of that $14 million mansion was laid to isolate him. He is 6,000 miles away from the only people who truly knew him before the Meghan effect took hold. He is separated from his army buddies, his polo crowd, and the father and brother who once protected him from his own worst impulses. In California, Harry is not a prince. He is a secondary character in a Hollywood script that is losing its audience. Meghan knew exactly what she was doing when she pushed for California. She didn't want Vancouver or London. She wanted a jurisdiction where the family courts lean heavily toward the mother, ensuring that if Harry ever tried to run, he would have to leave his children behind. And Harry, for all his flaws, loves those children. They are the deadbolt on the door he cannot open from the inside. But look at the cost of this freedom. The Sussex business model is collapsing in real time. The world paid for the unfiltered access once, but the novelty has expired. The Spotify deal ended in a public branding of them as grifters. The Netflix relationship is on shaky ground. The Spare memoir was a one-time explosion that left Harry with no more secrets to sell. When the money dries up, the glamour fades, and all that's left is the cold silence of a marriage built on a shared war against a family that has already moved on. Harry looks haunted in every photograph. The easy, careless joy of the young prince is gone, replaced by the hunched shoulders of a man who realized too late that he traded a diamond for a piece of glass. While they parade themselves on red carpets with smiles that never reach their eyes, the Sussex Survivors Club continues to grow. These are high-level professionals, people who worked for the Clintons and global leaders, who were chewed up and spat out by Meghan's demands. They tried to tell the truth. They tried to steer the ship away from the rocks. But in the Sussex world, truth is a fireable offense. Now, Harry wakes up every day in a golden cage, surrounded by yes-men, and a wife who has systematically dismantled his entire support system. He is an exile in a land that only values him for the title he claims to hate. The clock is ticking, the bank accounts are draining, and the silent machinery of the British monarchy is simply watching the self-destruction from across the Atlantic. They don't need to strike, they just need to wait for the gravity of Harry's decisions to bring him down. Now we come to the final act of this tragedy, the part that keeps the residents of the Montecito compound awake at 3 in the morning. We have seen the power of the crown and the invisible bars of Harry's California prison. But there is one factor that Meghan Markle, in all her Hollywood planning, completely underestimated: time. Time is the longest, slowest, and most patient weapon any monarchy has ever wielded. And in this battle, time belongs entirely to Prince William. We must face the reality that is moving toward us like a freight train, the reign of King William. When William ascends the throne, he will not be a man looking for a fight. He will be a man finishing one. The world focuses on the drama of today, but the palace is looking 20 years into the future. William is younger than his father. He will likely reign for decades. He will be on that throne when Archie and Lilibet become teenagers. He will be the one holding the keys to their royal identity when they are old enough to ask their own questions. Imagine the day when those children, raised in isolation from their bloodline, realize that their entire heritage was traded for a Netflix documentary and a collection of glossy magazine covers. Imagine the moment they realize they have an uncle who is a king, cousins who are princes and princesses of the realm, and a grandfather who longed to know them, all kept at a distance by a mother who chose a war over a crown. The long game of the institution is to let the Sussex narrative burn itself out. The palace doesn't need to issue angry statements or demand DNA tests on global television. They simply need to wait for the public to move on. And it's already happening. The curiosity has turned into exhaustion. The sympathy has turned into memes. Even in Hollywood, the power players are beginning to look away. When you are no longer a royal, and you are not quite a star, what are you? You are a ghost. And ghosts eventually fade. William knows that the most effective way to deal with a threat is to make it irrelevant. He is building a monarchy that doesn't include his brother. He is preparing a future where the names Archie and Lilibet are footnotes, not headlines. And what of Harry? The man who once stood at the center of the world's affection. If he stays, he continues to wither in a marriage that has already died behind closed doors. If he leaves, he faces a legal and emotional battlefield that will strip him of everything he has left. There is no easy exit. There is no happily ever after in the script he allowed Meghan to write. The tragedy of Prince Harry is that he thought he was escaping a cage, only to realize he was just changing the locks. As William prepares to wear the crown of 1,000 years, he does so with a heart of granite. He is the brother who was betrayed, the son who watched his father be insulted, and the future king who will do whatever it takes to protect the throne. The curtain is falling on the Sussex era, and as it does, the silence from the palace will be the loudest sound of all. The game is over, and the crown has already won.